Could Bitcoin see one final correction to 23K before we finally hit the bull market? There's a chart that shows that that's probably what's going to happen. So I would like to show you that, mainly to prevent yourself from aping into the market right now. Also, there are two altcoins that I have just sold, and I will go over these altcoins, why I sold them in the first place, which ones they are. I think this is going to be a super interesting video, so make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and let's get right into it. Now, Bitcoin is currently sitting at around 30K. It's been doing very well. The problem is, however, that the sentiment totally changes, right? My timeline has gone from super scared, super quiet, super bearish to super bullish. Are you ready for another bull run for altcoins? 30K rip Bitcoin, could it rip and teleport to 40K right now? It's like everywhere. Really bullish about altcoins as well, and I'll be like, okay, I know how this goes. Bitcoin moves a little bit, altcoins move a little bit, and everybody is completely euphoric again. And that's exactly what I have seen in the last cycle as well, when we went down right here and we finally went up a little bit. People got super excited, and yeah, after that we all know what followed right there. So first, Bitcoin 23K. How do I come up with that number? Well, this is quite interesting, and this is not something I 100% stick on to, but this is a really interesting theory right here. So somebody from the community lately dropped a comment, and he said like, "Hey, you said that the second half of the pre-halving year usually goes down. Is this time different right now?" No, because but I think he asked it because we saw this green candle over here, right? So the fact that we have a green candle over here doesn't really change the whole thesis. If you look at this, for example, it's still a low high compared to what we had over here. So if you purely look at that, it could even pump to 31K, and it's still not definite, per definition, not bullish yet. However, and sorry, how do you say that correctly? Sick as fuck. So if I do, it's not because I finally took some profit in altcoins and bought a nice bag of Coke or anything like that. I'm actually not feeling so good. But what I started doing after that comment, I was looking at the last run again, and something really stood out to me. So check this out. This is quite interesting. Look at these moves right here. So what have we seen in the last run, and what are we seeing right now? And it's not that, hey, we have seen this once before, and so it's gonna happen right now. There are multiple things playing out in the same way, in the same fucking time frame. It's like really weird, right? So everybody that knows about the 4-year cycles, they know that 2019 and 2015 are the ones we should take a look at if we want to look at what's might happen this time, right? So far, you can say that it's like it's completely playing out so far, but it's playing out more than I thought. Check this out. So what did we have right here? We went from the top of the bull market to the bottom, right? From the bottom, however, we got up 300%, give or take. What did we do right here? What I find quite interesting is, already to spoiler, we are doing the exact same things right now, but then just on a third of all of it, right? So we pumped 300%. What did we do right here? We pumped 100%. Okay, could be kind of coincidence that we get the same move in the same time and a third of it. But then we went down from that move with 53%. What did we do here? We went down from this move over here to the bottom of 21%, almost a third of it as well. Then what we did here, from where we went down till where we went up again in this like kind of run that we see right now, we went up 60%. What are we doing right now? From the bottom till where we are right now, 20%. So I do feel like, okay, look, it's not just that we make the kind of same moves over here as we did over here. We make the exact same move in the exact same time from here to here, but a third of it. Then we made the exact same move at the exact same time from here as we did over here, but a third of it. Then we made the exact same move as we did over here. We did it again over here in the exact same time with a third of it. So it looks like if we have to go off of this, we could say like, okay, what happened after this? So what happened after this pump upwards? Well, we went down 60%. So that could suggest that we could go down 20%, right? Now, of course, we don't know if this was the move already. We could go higher. But if we have to take it from here and we go down 20%, where does it take us? Around $23,000. And that brings us kind of to this support level over here. This this white line where we have this resistance here and where we have this support over here. That's where it would take us. Um, it just stands out to me that it's like all exactly one third of it. So that we were copying 2019, that was already familiar, right? Like this is completely, you can copy paste and it's basically the same. But what really stood out to me is that we are literally making the same moves in the same time. Basically, look, I mean, here as well, we went down from where? From June to July 2019, here at the top, June, July. What did we do right here? July. It's weird. It's weird. And like I said, it's not just one move, it's everything. All these three big moves that we see right now, we do it at the same time, but a third of it. Sorry for repeating myself too much, but it's like, it's really weird how it stands out to me. So, yeah, again, if we go off of that, we could say like, okay, if we take a third of this move, then it will take us to 23k. Now that's majorly bullish, right? A lot of people now in the market be like, yeah, we'll never see below 25k again. Bro, welcome to crypto. Um, Believe me, just when you think everything is bullish, it can get very bearish, right? And people might be like, yeah, but that was the COVID crash and this and that. It always happens. It always happened. 2015, we didn't have COVID, right? But we did went up from $160 to 320, so we doubled, just like we did right now. And we still went down, 50%. Okay. Now here it's quite interesting. We didn't went down 50%. We went down 60%. True. But if we take it, look, I mean, we already went down here before COVID, right? And if we take it from here, we went down 37%. So that move already happened basically. I don't know, man. It's really interesting. And you know, if you want to take away the whole COVID thing over here, then you can also say like, okay, from the top to the bottom here, 50%, right? So 50% and 50% from the top. Yeah, I mean, that's like average, right? That's what happened so far every time. If we do 50% right now, it will take us to the lows, basically. So therefore, I said like, hey, 23k is majorly bullish. Um, if we do what we always do, right, and we don't even consider COVID, then we have a 50% drop, right? And that's a double bottom, basically, on 15k. Right? If we do what we did last cycle, we went down a total from the top to the bottom 70%. Yeah, that's less bullish, but again, not impossible. It's $9,000, right? Can it happen? I don't know. You know, people here said also that can't happen, and it happened. Like that's crypto. Of course, it could happen, because it happened before, right? And yeah, this was a black swan. But again, without the black swan, we were down 50% already anyway, right? Plus, who says we cannot get another black swan? That's the thing about a black swan. You don't know what it's going to be, right? Like, that's the fun thing about crypto. It gets people excited, and then it kicks them out of the market anyway. Um, However, a lot of things suggest to me like, hey, mainly time-wise, the bottom should be in, right? So therefore, 23k is like my best case scenario. And I must say, like, yeah, if we do get like another like I don't know, a recession or something like that, or some problems with Binance or whatever it might be, hey, 20K is definitely doable. But so far, three out of the three moves that we have seen right now were exactly the same at the exact same time. So who am I to say that the fourth can't happen, right? It's a little weird. Um, but then about altcoins, because yeah, I sold two altcoins. And that's the fun thing. My timeline is full with altcoin bulls now, and it's funny because if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, there's nothing here that says that altcoins are doing well. Really, like some altcoins are doing okay, some are always outperforming. Most are underperforming right now. I mean, the outperforming altcoins are also included in this chart right here, and the Bitcoin dominance is still going up. It still made a higher high this week. And the last time it was there was in April 2021, which was 2.5 years ago. So it's for the first time in 2.5 years that altcoins are doing so bad against Bitcoin. That's exactly what this chart is basically is. So yeah, and if you take a look at the total three on its Bitcoin pair, and you take away USDT, then you also see that altcoins are going down quite hard against Bitcoin, and also on the bull market support band, rejected. It's riding it down nicely, right? And now it finally got another kick down, and it could retrace a little bit, go a little up. The dominance goes down a little bit. Everybody thinks that altcoins are back before we go down even further, right? That's how it basically works. Uh, I mean, what you should keep in consideration is if you look at Bitcoin on the week so far, it's up 10.24%, right? 10% for Bitcoin is not bad. It's not bad. Like, yeah, of course, if you take a look at the bull market, it was up 20%. Next week, it was up 12%. A week later, it was up 25%. That's like, in a bull market, it's common. But in this type of sideways market, basically, it's decent, right? It's definitely not bad. Now, however, if you want to take a comparison with the altcoin market is up 4%. And so I'm not saying like, hey, altcoins are this week completely fucked. But if you compare them to Bitcoin, yeah, altcoins are still underperforming. And yeah, again, if you take a look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, they are down 4.6% on the week. So it depends how well you are prepared. If you were just in Bitcoin and not in altcoins, then you can now say like, "Hey, I dodged a bullet and I made some money." You were better off, and that basically goes for the complete year, right? Well, basically since September 2021. So before the bear market started, you were already better off being in Bitcoin than in altcoins. But yeah, there will always be people that say like, "Yeah, but well, we have this altcoin that was really outperforming, so altcoins don't suck." Yeah, that altcoin did better. Like, but if you look at most of them, the chart is not going down for no reason, right? Um, but overall, the altcoin market, like, it's funny how people are getting excited over basically nothing, because we are now sitting at the exact same level as where we were 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, or where we were in August or July, or even March or January or November last year, or even June 2020. Like, the altcoin market hasn't moved a bit. It hasn't moved a bit. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Um, but overall, the trend is still down. Look, I mean, you can put it however you want, but if you take a look at this, these are lower highs still, right? Now, if you overlay Bitcoin right there, right, you can definitely also see that altcoins are not doing so well against Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is now sitting at 30K. The altcoin market is sitting at the same level here in November. You see that it was the same level, but Bitcoin there was sitting at 16K. So Bitcoin 2x'd and the altcoin market did not do anything, right? And that explains, of course, why altcoins are down against Bitcoin. So yeah, I know, FOMO, you're gonna rub it in again. I just should have bought Bitcoin. I know. I stink. I stink. I maybe you don't know. I think this is still relevant to know that like where's the money coming from in the first place? Where's the liquidity, right? If altcoins are really that good, then why are they not going up? Like what do you think the reason is that Bitcoin goes up? It's because people put their altcoin money into Bitcoin, right? Very simple. If there was new money going into the market, then you would have seen that the total market, the total crypto market, so everything would have gone up as well. While in reality, it's sitting at the exact same level as August 2022 or whatever. Like, it hasn't really moved. Yes, it went lower in the meantime. Yes, it went higher in the meantime. But overall, we are pretty much back as where we were like a year ago. So the overall market hasn't moved. So, and about my altcoin selling, did I sold some altcoins? Yes. FOMO, what the fuck? Did you have any altcoins? Yes. I told you I'm not in altcoins with big money. I have a lot of Launchpad tokens though, because it's just another way of crypto. Um, I had some leftovers from the last bull run and I stacked up on a little bit, but like with little fuck you money. But my big money isn't touching altcoins yet. And the ones that I sold, one is Chainlink. It's quite funny though, because there are two altcoins now quite outperforming the market, and luckily these are the altcoins that I happen to have as well. Most people, however, are I think too stubborn to take their profits, right? Because Chainlink, it is like if you open up Twitter, you probably see something about Chainlink. Chainlink is pretty like everybody's talking about it right now. But if I look at the charts, then I don't see anything else than the lower area of the range, and this is a range that's been active since May 2022, so for 1.5 years already, right? This is the lower side of the range. This is the upper side of the range, right? This yellow dotted line is my entry, okay? And I just look at this range and I want to keep it like very emotionless. Like, I don't want to put my emotions into this, right? I just look at this range and I'll be like, man, we had this chance once, two, three, four, now the fifth time. And every time so far, it got to the lower side of the range again, right? So I would be stupid if I don't sell it now, right? Because yes, eventually it could break out, and believe me, eventually it will break out. Because I love Chainlink; it's a good project. It's definitely having a utility that we need more than you probably think, and there will be not really a replacement for Chainlink, in my opinion, and it will do very well in the bull market. But therefore, I also want to have more. Um, and if I bought it here and I made a decent, is it 30-40% on my spot bags, then who am I to say like, nah, I'm not gonna sell it, right? So far, it's been getting rejected every time it got here. Maybe it won't this time. Maybe I will miss out. Thing is, every time somebody thought that over the last 1.5 years, they missed out on a big ass opportunity, because at the end of the day, they went down 40-50% on their bags, right? And you could have gotten these trades out of it. Easy trades. Top side, lower side. Buy here, sell here. Easy. And at a certain point, you will miss out. But yeah, in my opinion, if I do, I don't give a fuck, because there are more altcoins. Therefore, you do not want to be emotionally attached to something, right? If Chainlink does break out, I miss it. Fuck it, so be it. I too bad. Like, I'm not gonna trade my emotions. That's gonna wreck me, right? So I'm not gonna do that. Plus, I've sold it all right here, right? Most of it. And if it does go down, I can it goes down 40% lower. I can buy me up a lot more Chainlink, and at a certain point I'm in one complete free Chainlink bag. So completely fine. The other one is Solana. My entry average is $18 on Solana. And now it was sitting at 29. I sold at 29. And I feel like, yeah, that was a very good decision as well. for the same reason basically as Chainlink. If you look at this red box right here, we have major support here. We have major support here. Every time we touch it over here, we get rejected. We once tried to break it, got rejected, and now we try to break it again. So yeah, just like Chainlink, but with a little more history of how extremely strong this resistance is, right? So and yeah, if the altcoin market gets another push from here, yeah, you can come at me like, fuck you, FOMO, you missed out. Chainlink is now like, I don't know where it could go, $44, $45, 48 maybe. Seems like a decent target from this point, right? But same case, I'm saying the same fuck you to all the people that told me that I shouldn't sell right over here, and the people that sold over or didn't sell over here or here or here or here, right? Because at the end of the day, what happened? Once we got here, for example, Chainlink took a dive of 73%, but even these smaller ones right here, down 50%. Last time we got here, we went all the way down 47%, right? So is it really worth it for me to risk a 50% loss if I can now take a 50% gain? Like, come on, man. No, I'd rather take my gains, right? And if that puts me in a position where I might miss out, yeah. Again, I'm not emotionally attached to these bags that I have, and I think you shouldn't be as well, because that's really going to wreck you. Yeah, from a pure technical perspective, I do think that it could go back to this $19-20 area, by the way, because you can say whatever you want. Solana is in a very decent uptrend right here. And if it ever gets retested, right, it depends on when it happens. If it would have, say, happened this week, we could go to $19. If it happens next week, we could go to 20, or if it happens in, end of November, could go to 21, somewhere like that. But even if it goes to 21, I'll be fine, because it's 25% lower already, right? And I already took my profit. So then I have a quite decent free Solana bag as well. I always, though, look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, because that's way more important than altcoins on the dollar pair as well. And yeah, what's quite funny is that look where Solana got rejected, give or take, at this level right here, right? If it breaks, it could go from where we are right now another 30% higher. So it could definitely run. But in my opinion, it is very likely that Solana on its Bitcoin pair could come down at least like 13%, maybe in this golden area. The golden pocket is what they call it, at the 0.8 and the 0.618. And that's like 20-25% down on its Bitcoin pair, right? If Bitcoin also goes down, then of course that's a lot lower for Solana on the dollar pair. And Chainlink on its Bitcoin pair, yeah, it's interesting for now, because it was in this major downtrend since August 2020. So for 3 years, it got rejected. Tried to break out right here. Was basically a fake out. Tried again. Multiple weeks fake out. Got all the way down again. Now it broke out, and it looks like the breakout is quite legit. However, it could always do something like this, right? That's like, we have seen that before. So I am not like too confident on these kind of things. And what's also interesting, of course, is look at this chart. Is this a bearish or a bullish chart? It's extremely bearish still, right? Why? Well, very simple. Forget this whole trend line. What do you see? Lower lows and lower highs. High, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? We have a low, we have a low, we have a low, low, right? So in order for Chainlink to really turn bullish, it at least has to go up another 52%, right, on its Bitcoin pair. Let's say that Bitcoin stays the same, then Chainlink has to go up 52% on its dollar pair. So only from $14, Chainlink is actually bullish, if you ask me. So that's kind of how I look at it. Make money with altcoins if you want, but treat them with caution, because the altcoin market, this is the tricky phase where it looks like the altcoin market is strong, but it is actually fucking weak, right? Because again, you see a couple of these exceptions, like up 4% right now, and Chainlink over the whole week is up like 25%. And wow, we missed out on Chainlink, and let's fucking YOLO into it right now. On the other hand, if you look at the total three, yeah, like I said, it didn't do anything, right? It didn't do anything. This little green 3.9% pump that we had, is that what you're celebrating? Um, and again, if you look at it compared to Bitcoin, yeah, it's in a big ass downtrend. So sorry to bust your bubble, but altcoins are still fucked up. Bitcoin is doing very well though. Yeah, I talked about that $23,000 level. Now I must say that hypothetical, if it breaks this, let's say $32,000 and closes above it, then I think Bitcoin can definitely see some higher prices, and it might go as high as yeah, maybe 37K or something like that. But yeah, like I said, it's very hypothetical. I think we should go down first to at least 25. We should definitely at least retest that. So I'm gonna wrap it up right here. If you want to know more about this kind of stuff, there's a Patreon link down below. Personal consulting, my portfolio, early calls, a lot of stuff. Go check out the tiers and check if it's something for you. But I think it could help you a lot. Take care.